Hello, and welcome to my channel. If you're a longtime subscriber, thank you very much. If you're a new subscriber, welcome. I am going to, if you've seen this video on this vertical garden I bought, it's a really good one. It's not, it's made of food grade plastic. It's heavy duty. It's made in the US. It's got a 10-year warranty, and it's on wheels. It's movable. It's turnable. It's kind of like a lazy Susan there. So I have this on my south-facing porch, and my planting calendar. Now, I highly advise, if you're going to do much gardening, this is really handy. It's just handy in general. But you can look in your region and on the seed packet and figure out when is the best time to start going on things and make your own chart. So this covers direct seeding in a greenhouse, season extension, transplanting, root cuttings. So it does it all. So now I haven't thinned out I think this is kale in the back, and so I just thinned some out. I'm going to plant these in the bottom because if it's or collards maybe, and if it's collards, it's going to get pretty big. So I'm going to put that in the bottom, and then I have some. This is a Swiss chard. This is a dwarf kale. I hope that makes good chips without having to like cut them and blah, 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 blah. You know, all the work. Now this is my favorite. And this is what I hope to get more of. This is a butternut. Can't speak or think right now. This is butter lettuce. It's pretty pricey in the market, and I just love the sweetness and the texture of it. It is frost tolerant, so I think we're going to be okay. Just like sugar snap peas. Now, if you're in a freeze, they're going to have a hard time. But if you, just a seedling struggle. But if you can get them to sprout and get a couple leaves on them in a few weeks before a frost comes, a heavy frost, you'll be okay. Now I've grown sugar snap peas in pot with soil and a tomato cage, and they loved it. They did great. I also have this Siberian dwarf kale. I think somebody gave me these seeds, or I collected them, but I'm thinking these were a gift from one of my neighbors. He lives about, I don't know, a couple miles from me. We met through Craigslist. Really cool guy. I have these radish I'm gonna plant, and I said I wanted to plant lettuce, and so besides the butter lettuce, I'm going to have this cut and come again kind of gourmet lettuce blend. So it should be a cut and come again type lettuce. So we'll see. So we're both along for this ride together. We'll see what happens. Let's get going here. I don't know if you saw it, but I have a skewer here. If you have an old chopstick, you can reuse it. I'm going to use it to kind of dig into the planter and transplant these beauties. Alright, here we go. And dig this out. Oh, there's so much good matter in there, though. Oh, that's so toasty warm. Oh, I don't know that this is deep enough. Let's see. Let's see what we can get here. Oh my. I think it's going to find its way to the bottom. What do you think? It's all an experiment. Maybe I should just get smaller ones. I don't know. We'll see how that does. Next, I have a smaller plant here. Let's do the small ones. Maybe easier. Or maybe not. Trying to not burn the roots while I'm planting. Alright. Stand up a minute. I think that's it. Grab some more of these. Well, I had more than I thought I'd grabbed. Wow. Leave the longest roots for last. Alright. Oops. I could be sitting in a chair. See how this is pretty easy. Oh, look at this. It's only a 2-leafer. Easy plant. Of course, I have to water these too, so my back a break here. A minute. Untangle some more seedlings. This is a new start. And that little seedling, it hasn't even put out any leaves yet. That'll probably be the one that dies. I lost it. Where'd it go? Oh, gee. It's all right. I have plenty. I have plenty where that came from. Let's see what the best looking one is here. I was thinking about alternating it in case they got too big, but I have a lot of seed. So that is that for that. Just toss those over there. I could give them to my worms, but let's see. Next tier up. All right. Let's do some more. All right. I like how these seeds that are coming from GreenStalk are pretty straightforward. Just, plant in spring or fall. And then your depths and spaces. Pretty easy. That's on the radishes. But then you have other instructions like this lettuce butter crunch. It says seedlings, days to emerge, 5 to 10, seed depth, surface to 1/8 of an inch. Seed spacing, a group of 3 seeds every 6 inch. So that means about 1 per container here. Row spacing, 8 inches. Thinning, when 1/2 inch tall, thin to 1 every 6 inch. Of course, we're only going to have 1 per container. There's a place for you to put the date that you planted your seed, but I never plant a whole pack. Then it says when to sow outside, 2 to 4 weeks before your average last frost date, and when soil temperature is at least 40 degrees, ideally 60 to 70. Yeah, it gets a little crazy, so I like their instructions. And then it goes on with more every 3 weeks until you can plant these every 3 weeks, 4 to 6 weeks before your average first fall frost date. Mild climate, snow, fall, and winter for cool season harvest. when to start inside. It goes on a long thing about this. But it describes the Butter Crunch, and it's a vigorous grower with creamy yellow interior, buttery flavor, melt in your mouth texture. Pleasing palate since 1963. Small heads are perfect for a single-serve salad, and the compact size makes it a good container variety and also attractive in the flower garden border. All-American Selections winner. This packet sews up to 122 feet of seed. That's what I said. I usually don't sow a whole pack of seeds, so. Now this says packed for 2021, sell by 12/31/2021. A lot of people swear by, you know, fresh seeds every year. These are heirloom. I'm going to put these, well, I don't want those shaded, but these cherry bell radish I think will work on the bottom. Since those collards are going to probably get pretty tall. Do you know that collards are sweeter if they've had a frost? Any of your brassica type. So here's a radish seed. It's about the size of a mustard seed. So I think each of these can get one each, 3 each, something like that. 3. I'll give them 3 each. If they don't come up, we can always plant more. I could probably get 4 in these, ideally. Depends on how big you want your turnip bulbs to be. You gotta leave space for them to expand, of course, as they grow. Kind of like bigger radish, so I think that's what I'm sticking with. Oh, you know what? I just realized it would help if I had some like blue tape or something so I could mark where I've planted, because once we go around here, I don't know that I'll be able to tell where I started. Round and round and round she goes. Where she stops, nobody knows. Oh, this looks familiar. Well, maybe not. It's a big chunk of, not a big chunk, but a little bit of bark there that I don't think the others had. If you have any chunky bark, just kind of move it out of the way. I really want you to get to planting all these. It does seem like you have a lot. Okay, I think that's where I started. If not, that's where the succession planning will go. What do you think? I think so. Alright, that's it for radish. 3, 6, 9. Let's see. And some we can eat young and let the others continue to grow and then repot. I don't know what's in this. Oh, you know, I think this is my butter lettuce seeds here. Look how tiny they are. They're like, if you've ever seen a flea, it's about the size of them. Right there. It's tiny, tiny, tiny. So, let's see. I'll start. Let me find a good reference. Let's see. Maybe looking for one of the tallest kales. Here, we'll use this kale for reference down here. It's the tallest one. That way I'll know where in the heck I am when I'm planting. Alright. My neighbor just waved. I'm so blessed to have good neighbors. Do y'all have good neighbors? I feel bad because we were out of town. I usually do a little something for Christmas, and I didn't this year. I usually bake a little something or something for all my immediate neighbors. That's always appreciated. My neighbor sometimes is very generous with gifts. I feel almost embarrassed to take it, but try and send them fresh fruits when I can, and they appreciate that. So, some of this dirt, straighten it out a little bit. Now, it'll be interesting to see the germination rate here, since these were from 1921. But I think I had one come up late last year, and I don't remember if I did this one or not. I had one come up late last year, and we were able to, I didn't have the screen on there. I think I got it planted. And so I think, yeah, a worm got into it, but I was able to salvage some of it. And it was really, really sweet and good. So good. So much better than the grocery store. And where I cut it, I didn't pull it out of the ground. I just cut off the top, and the top started growing like multiple heads of butter lettuce. So hopefully we'll be able to try that again. Like I said, I hope I can grow this lettuce longer because I can roll this into the shade over here or a more shady corner. But pretty soon, you know, it's southern facing, so in the wintertime the sun kind of tilts towards the south. Now as summer comes, spring and summer comes, it'll start rotating up to be more direct overhead. And so we won't have as much sun here. So let's plant, let's try some of this dwarf kale here. This is dwarf blue curled baits. So this is the one I hope will be pretty easy to bake and make kale chips, and they're popular. I think I've had them once. Sow in full sun in early spring, midsummer for fall crop. Deep south from fall to early spring. Plant seeds evenly and thinly and cover with 1/4 inch of fine soil. Firm lightly. Plant emerge in 10 to 21 days. Then 18 inches apart. So again, it'll only be one per container. Let me move it up because we're up here now. On this one, crazy, it's filling up fast. Oh no. Trying to put like the trying to put the ones. And if you've lived in the South, you know it is not uncommon to see like wild greens on the side of the road where old turnip fields were or collard green fields were. All right, let's find my placemaker. It's this tallest kale down at the bottom is how I'm using it. I guess you could put a penny in there or a marker or whatever. Something to mark where you started. So let's do this. Maybe I'll put 2 seeds in for better luck. And we'll, oh shoot, it's going to be 3. Multiple seeds in for better luck. And then we'll see if, we'll just thin it out to the nicest one. Oh, my stomach is growling. What time is it? I haven't had breakfast. It is 4:08. That's good. I'll make it till dinner. I need to drink more water is what it is. Y'all hydrate. Remember to always hydrate. I'm loving this system. Now, all this I've done sitting down. I mean, like I said, they do sell shorter systems. So if you need something more accessible, you may want to consider a shorter one. Especially to see the water fill lines at the top. Alright, I think we've gone actually around more than once. So, we'll see what happens here. Yeah. Alright, so that's the kale. Now this is dwarf, so hopefully, what does it say? It can get up to 1 plant per 12-inch container. Top thin. You know, it's crazy with all the information they put on these packs, and it doesn't say when to, how tall they get. It's funny. Okay, or how wide. Maybe with greens I can understand no height, but not the width. I want a width. Alright, we're getting higher. Higher. What have we got left? We've got Swiss chard. Did I just plant here? No, I think we were down one. So gourmet blend, I have 3 more slots. What am I going to plant here? I could plant Siberian dwarf kale. Let's just do that in this next one. I'll have 2. Actually, I think I'm going to do 2 of the cut and come again lettuce, because realistically, if I plant them all at once and I cut, what is there? You get to hear how my brain works. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's what I thought. 6 containers. So if I do a cut and come again lettuce, I'm going to want to be able to cut. It'll give me 6 days worth before I start on the second tier cutting to allow time for the others to come back. I think that's what I need to do, is at least 2 tiers of the lettuce. Because I already have kale anyway. And I'll have the Swiss chard, which I like. I almost like raw better than cooked. But did I say those last seeds were from 2021 as well? Let's see. And these are from final plant spacing 6 to 16 inches. Of course, you can seed these. These are 200 seeds in here. All right. I really don't go by sowing depth too much sometimes. I guess it does matter for some, but I hear people have better luck with carrots. Like if they're, where are we here? I'm trying to make sure you can see. Sorry. Oh man, I messed that up. Alright. So here I'm going to do the Swiss chard. And the next. Swiss chard look like beet seeds, but smaller. So interesting. So here we start again with the, got my kale down below. Trying to get you the view here. Alright. I don't know. I might try 1 and 1 and 2 and 1. Just see how it goes. Since it's 6 inches, I don't know. My joke at the start of the pandemic, I went to the hardware store, and you know, they had all this 6-inch distance markers like they do. This was in the very, very beginning, like probably 2nd month in. And then they were like, I was thinking, here I am in a hardware store with a bunch of guys, and guys don't know the difference between 6 inches and 6 feet. That was my COVID joke. So, alright. But let's see. Almost there. And then all we have to do is water this puppy. So, that's it. No moss. Alright, so the next 2 things I'm going to do with the gourmet blend, and that's going to be more of a scattering. I think most of these seeds were 2001. I need to go through and see what I need to order, because really it's past time. I have a local nursery that has a great variety of seeds too, and they do a lot of open pollinated non-GMO seeds. So alright, take a moment to hydrate, and I'm going to plant these greens and I'll be back. Alright, so it's watering time. We've got this baby planted. Alright, so I think it has like don't fill above, I don't know. That is one picture. Now this is a first watering. Ooh, you can see it going down. You see it? Now I should have watered this thoroughly. The soil probably should be higher too, but we're gonna see. We're gonna see if it does the way we did it the first time. This should have drip. I don't see a drip here. I don't see drips here either. Interesting. We'll see what happens. We will see. Let me go get some more water. Alright, so I think after about like 8 quarts, it started draining in the back. May have been a little more. I love that the drain is also clear, so you can see liquid running through it. But yeah, this drain's attached to the base of the GreenStalk. So yeah, I still have a little bit of dripping going on here. Let's see if we can focus in there. And this is about midway. This is the 1, 2, 3, 4th tier from the bottom. I see some dripping on the 6th tier. So yeah, it's definitely hit bottom, as they say. But so yeah, thanks for hanging out with me while I planted this, and we'll see what happens long term. I just need to remember to come out and rotate this. Now this has gotten a little bit heavier, of course, since watering, but I'm going to water it probably every day, you know, for certain. Especially if it's windy, you're probably going to have to water more often. Until these sprouts come up, I want to water every day. Make sure it keeps moist. I'm going to imagine that the humidity from these will help germinate the seeds. That's what's happening in my head. We'll see if that's what happens. Or if I have to water up front a little bit more frequently. So it'll be interesting. It's yeah, but I'm liking it so far. Very easy, very you know, I didn't feel there were any stability issues once I started watering it. Yeah, everything's great. I can't wait. So if worst comes to worst, I don't know, we can plant flowers in here or whatever. Maybe something that cascades. Make a couple columns here. So, but no, hopefully we'll get an abundance of lettuce, which, like I said, that's my goal. I love salads, so we'll keep our fingers crossed. Oh, and for those with accessibility issues, yeah, take note that it did take about 7 or 8 trips with a quart pitcher to fill this up. Ideally, I'd have my hose hooked up and just be able to put it in from the top that way. But yeah, with the pitcher, if you're living in an apartment or a pitcher, hey, you get your steps in. That's the best thing I can say. But no, I did the steps. I didn't hook up my hose. I could have. But no, I'd rather get the steps in and just do it slowly here. So I'm going to have to put on my phone, I'll put it in my calendar, a little pop-up reminder to water and rotate this puppy every day until we start seeing some green here. So y'all take care. Thanks for watching. See you later.